By night, on my bed, I sought the one I love. I sought him, but I did not find him. Everyone, what does this verse even mean? What did this bride do until the sunset? She didn't seek for her groom in the morning or in the day. When did she seek the groom? At night, right? At night. However, by the time she was seeking him, she couldn't find him. What does it mean? In the morning, she was out with her friends, doing her hobbies, and enjoying things for herself. So for her, the presence of the groom was not important. She was not thinking of her husband at all. Why? Because she was hanging out, enjoying her moments. She was enjoying her moments. And all of a sudden, the night came. The night in her life came. The night in the life such as loneliness and personal crisis. When one is young, healthy, and financially perfect, he doesn't consider much about serving the Lord and doing his ministry. And when the night drops, let's say my work goes bad, less income, and health problems, and family problems, God, please help me, please deliver me. I'm sorry to say this, but this is not faith. Faith is not using God. Faith is serving God. When we don't take heed, we can easily use Jesus for our own benefits in our lives, considering Jesus as a mere helper who's always there to help your struggle. Everyone, do not misunderstand the church as if it's the place for your consolation. The church is not a healing center. Don't take me wrong, there is consolation of the Lord in the church, of course. However, that's not the primary purpose of the church. The church is a place to serve and worship the Lord. We must serve the Lord regardless of our situations and conditions. However, in the morning, when you're healthy, when you're young, and when you're wealthy, you often go out and hang out with your friends and enjoy your time. Do everything you want to do, and when the night comes, you say, "Oh God." You find God there, but you will not find him. This is the crisis that Solomon and the Shulamite woman had in this chapter. There was no groom. Live according to her desire, and only when she was in need, only when she herself was in need, she was trying to find him. True faith is me serving and worshiping God, not using him for my benefit. Song of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 2. Chapter 5, verse 2. Let's read it together. I sleep, but my heart is awake. It is the voice of my beloved. He knocks, saying, "Open for me, my sister, my love, my dove, my perfect one. For my head is covered with dew, my locks with the drops of the night." Here, the husband wanted to see his wife, and in the middle of the night, he walked a long distance to the point his head was covered with dew. His head was covered with dew, and he arrived. He arrived. And he knocked on the door. But here, see how she responded. Verse 3. I have taken off my robe. How can I put it on again? I have washed my feet. How can I defile them? What happened here? Please, we should not marry this type of spouses, okay? The husband came after the long walk, covered with dew, and see what she said. I already changed. I'm wearing pajama. I already took off my makeup already, and I took a shower. My bed is so warmed up now. Why did you come at night? You should have come earlier. Why this man come at night? This is so bothering. And she contemplates for so long, and she walked toward the door to open while complaining. And what happened? He was gone already. He was gone. What is the lesson here? In verse 6, I opened for my beloved, but my beloved had turned away and was gone. Everyone, please do well when you can. Do it when you're still able to do it. This is the laziness of this woman here. Should I attend the fellowship or not? Should I work or not? Later on, you'll lose your opportunity. Oh, I must go to the fellowship. I must work for the Lord, I know. But after this, after that, after I take care of all the other stuff, and then go ahead and open the door. The Lord is already gone. Serving the Lord is not you making the opportunity for yourself. It is not you choosing the timing, choosing the situation. But you have to grab the opportunity when God gives you. That time is limited. If you do not open the door when He is knocking, if you try to choose a convenient time to open the door for yourself, He won't be there by the time you open. You can't meet Him. It's irreversible. That day is coming. So open the door when He is still knocking. Now is the time to serve Him. In Song of Solomon chapter 2 verse 15, there's the mention of the little foxes. You can be aware of those little foxes. The more you live your Christian life, the more sensitive you can be toward the visible sins. However, what is really dangerous is your heart becoming dull. You forget how important the fellowship is. You forget how precious the word is. You forget how precious the church is and start to say, what? Why do we have so many schedules? Having a lot of schedules, is that a problem? Let's say your family is talking to one another. Why are we seeing each other so often? Do you think that's the problem? If you think that's the problem, you're not part of the family. You're considering your Christian life as your work. Recently, when I was on a mission trip to Escarcega in Mexico, I felt so sorry for God. While I was on the plane there, I was thinking to myself, this is already so hard. I don't think I can come here again. I don't think I can come here often. However, I was so ashamed when I saw the missionary brother and his family. They were earnestly waiting for us. We went there to the church of Escarcega, and the brethren there were so happy to see us. I don't know how they found this, but they had this little photo of our mission trip, and they put this traditional hat and outfit on my photo and gave it to us as a welcome gift. And there was a banner hung on the town saying welcome. I saw that and I was so ashamed. These brethren here were waiting for us so earnestly, and I was thinking earlier, this is already so hard. I don't think I can come here again. This is the heart of humans, so different based on your perspective. When you're part of the family, you wait for that and you long for that. But when you're not part of the family, you feel burdened. Those brethren listened to our church system and the contents of our fellowship, and they envied us. We want to have that chances. We want to learn that. We want those fellowships. But we can't. So to some, the fellowship is so precious. But to some, it is a burden. What's the difference? What is the problem? As time goes by in your Christian life, you will be more sensitive to the little foxes, meaning the visible sins. However, it is so easy to fail to recognize your heart getting dull. You are doing things out of formality, and you do not know what is the problem. You do not know how to fix your life. You're just living because you've been living this way so far. However, everyone, step back a little bit and view yourself in the third person's perspective. Do you want to continue this way? Can you continue living this way? Is this the right heart? Can I meet my Lord with this attitude? We have to view ourselves like this. Otherwise, we will walk in the path of ignorance. Proverbs chapter 19, verse 15. Let's read it together. Laziness casts one into a deep sleep, and an idle person will suffer hunger. If you become lazy, you will fall asleep. If you fall asleep, the word doesn't touch your heart. If there's no word in you, you will suffer hunger, and you will fail to overcome the sins and lose the motivation to attend fellowship, and you will lose the strength to work, to sacrifice, and to invest your time and heart for the Lord. The repetition of the bad cycle A lazy person will suffer hunger always. If you're lazy, you'll fall asleep. A deep sleep. A deep sleep meaning even after this very sermon, there's no conviction at all. After this sermon, there's no conviction. You listen to the word and you complain. Oh, he's giving me a burden. You don't know my situation. You're giving me a burden. Please, you're sleeping. So please wake up. Please wake up. Proverbs chapter 22 verse 13. The lazy man says, there is a lion outside. I shall be slain in the streets. The lazy person has a lot of excuses. And those excuses are nonsense. Oh, I can't go to church because there's lion there. I can't work because there's lion outside. I can't go on a mission trip, there will be lion over there. And I can't evangelize there, there's a lion. These are all nonsense, right? These are all nonsense. From God's viewpoint, our own reasons for not doing what we must do will sound like these nonsensical excuses. There's a lion outside, I shall be slain in the streets. From God's viewpoint, it sounds like that. Neglecting fellowship, not working, not sacrificing, not giving your life to the Lord. All of these are excuses. From God's viewpoint, all those sound like what? God, there's lion outside, so I can't. If you become lazy, lots of excuses arise. And those excuses are nonsensical. People who listen to your excuses know your heart already. It's obvious. Proverbs chapter 26 verse 14. Let's read it together. As a door turns on its hinges, so does the lazy man on his bed. See this expression here. You know how the door turns on its hinges, right? Back and forth, back and forth. The lazy man does the same thing on his bed. They avoid suffering. They avoid difficult tasks. Think about this matter. Think about yourself. Do you enjoy sacrificing in the church? Do you gladly accept those tasks? Or are you the type of person who steps aside? People around you know when they see your attitude. You're not rejoicing. Oh, brethren, we have this upcoming schedule. We will do some work. This and that. Please participate. Please. I'm sorry to say this, but people who participate, those are people who are always there. We don't see new faces. It's so sad, but if you really think about it, there are so many people who can work. See to your left and right. A lazy person avoids sacrifice, avoids suffering, and avoids difficult tasks. They reject the new things. He's not willing at all, saying, do I really need to do this? You're just taking the safe-looking track. No more progression. They hate new ideas or suggestions. They feel burdened because they can see what's coming, the big sacrifice. You have to think, how can I be a help for the church? Through this, how much the church will grow. If the church can grow, no more questions, and just do it. You just do it if that glorifies God's name. That is church. I'm not existing for myself. The church does not exist for your well-being. When I sacrifice, it glorifies God. It establishes the brothers and sisters. It edifies the group. That is church. If it's necessary for the church and for the preaching of the gospel, we just do them all together. Walk in that path. But if you're lazy, you say what? You say no. Do we really need this? Should I do it or not? Sometimes some things seem very abstract. Lots of ideas may be all over the places without being organized. In church, in the discussion, this happens. Should we execute or not? Things like that. But still, everyone's heart should be in one accord, trying to come up with ideas that glorify God. Even the huge sacrifice and work follow. That's the church. Try to be comfortable, try to lose nothing. No, that's not the church. We must learn that. Sacrifice, dedicate, share, and serve. That's the route we must take.